Angeles, I mean Seattle. Not much going on today. Nothing new, nothing exciting. It's Seattle, nothing really happens. Most exciting thing is you go to the library in Seattle. I say that's the most exciting thing because it's the only place I've seen so far outside of a courtroom that has a metal detector. Now, it's not done properly, but it's something. Went to Chipotle, got myself a meal, and then I ate in the library because America just isn't that safe. It was never safe. Maybe that's the wake-up call we all should have had, but we don't fight for it. We don't fight for safety. Because if we fought for it, we would realize that America is worth fighting for. It's a land that you should protect and love. It's a lot easy to say, fuck this, fuck democracy, fuck the Republicans. It's harder to say, well, don't you believe in the Republic? I don't know. If you were getting everything you wanted from the Democrats, from liberalism, fine. But you're not. They make promises and they let you down too. You never put yourself first, and if you put yourself first, you have to be involved. Just like I try to be in my outfits and costumes and whatnot. I'm making a statement. I'm making a statement of you are what you wear. It's not just style, it's your entire personality, it's how you define yourself. And if I could teach people one thing, it's be the right person for the right job, or be the right attitude for the right job. If you believe in making change, then I guess you gotta pick a team and rock it. That's the power of symbolism. It really is. Be the shield. Be the shield. Wear the shield. I mean, sure, it comes with movies and action figures and comic books and all that. That's lovely. But it also comes with a legacy of standing up for what's right. It's hard to do. And speaking of standing, there's like standing room only for some reason. I don't know why. I literally just want to prop up the phone so I don't have to hold on to it. But there's no way to really do that. It's kind of disrespectful to put that there, so I guess we'll just walk around and in a circle. Always in a circle. I haven't gone to a single gay bar since I've been in Seattle. I've been in Seattle twice now, and I don't go to gay bars. I don't see the point. I just don't. If you want to meet a guy, go to the gym. You want to meet a guy, join a team. No dating apps, none of that nonsense. Get to know someone over time, and then go from there. I wear my outfits, and sometimes I do hope some guy will look at me and go like, hey. But no, that doesn't happen because I live in Seattle currently, and I swear to God, it's like the straightest fucking place ever. I mean, there's a lot of transgender and lesbians, there's just not any gays. I don't know what happened. How can you have a town without gay people? Lesbians and transgender aside, there's like very few gay guys here. Openly gay, although if they are rocking the rainbow, they definitely are on the spectrum, so maybe I just don't look enough. Or maybe just people stopped trying to broadcast who they are. That's the problem with inclusion sometimes. It makes you forget your own identity. You just blend in. And those aren't the kind of people I want to hang out with anyway. So where does Superboy go next? In the comic books, he goes to Hawaii for a bit. I don't know, I've never tried Hawaii. I think I might like it. It's more of a relaxed atmosphere, it's touristy. But outside of a hurricane, and the hurricane is strong winds and rain, but they've got hurricane shelters. And also, doesn't that mean that you have to rebuild? Think, people, think. Hurricanes and tornadoes are not the terrible things that we think of. It's just we're so stuck in the idea of permanence. Being transient, being temporary is sometimes a beautiful thing because it means that you can rebuild, you can come up with something new, something better. Like maybe you learn something and say, oh, that restaurant got flooded. Guess what? We'll build a new restaurant with kitchen and an expanded dining room. There's all these things you can do when you say, we'll just rebuild. I mean, I guess that doesn't really happen here. I'm sure there are strong storms and it might rain for a bit, but I don't know. It doesn't rain here. It doesn't rain here. It's Seattle. Why doesn't it rain here? It worries me. It really does. Like, wasn't this the town that drove Kurt Cobain to heroin? Because it just rained all the time? And now it doesn't rain anymore. It's just hot and dusty and dirty with two R's. That's it. And thank you for the people who came into the channel and gave a like. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know. I'm getting closer to the end of the month and I don't know, it's also my birthday. I don't want to spend my birthday here. I mean, the people are nice and supportive and everything, but I just don't want to spend it here. I don't know where I want to spend it because I can literally spend it anywhere, but I just don't want to spend it here. I'm just done. I've established that Starbucks gets my order wrong so many times. I gotta go to a place where, the people can fucking read. If it says white cheddar, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. If it says sweet and salty, I want sweet and salty down my throat. And I don't know why Starbucks is like, can you just enjoy the white cheddar? We provide you white cheddar. I'm like, no, you're just being lazy. You're just being lazy because you say, put anything in front of him and it'll just suck it all down. And it's just like, I'm not that kind of hoe. Treat me with some respect, hooker. Oh, well. That's that. So where do I go? I mean, I guess I leave that to my chat because I kind of want to go to the Midwest because I think more than the city, they need a superhero right now. They need someone to say, okay, if you're a transgender person, do you have a walking program? No, not like transgender people. Of course they know how to walk. I'm not referring to that. I mean, they could walk. Okay, you know what I mean. I'm referring to walking from bar to bar, walking from sometimes the bar back to their place because you think because you're not beat up every day that you can just walk around as you want to. I feel it sometimes. I walk around in this, and I don't know if I can show all this off. Like, look at this loveliness. Look at this loveliness. Oh my God. And sometimes I get some looks of, if I could swing a pinch at you, I would. And it's just, I'm walking by myself. If I had a group of superheroes, a legion, maybe. Maybe a league, I don't know. Care about things like kindness, compassion, community, justice, I don't know. Call it the League of Kindness. the Just Friends League. I don't know what you want to call it. But either way, maybe the Midwest needs a hero. I think I've done all I can for Seattle. These people did not care that I talk about sacrifice in America because America sacrifices. It sacrificed New York so that it could pass its Homeland Security Act, establishing that new branch which does the same exact thing as the FBI and the CIA and local law enforcement. They just have another building and more personnel, because when you have that badge, it's the same exact rank as FBI or CIA. So remind me why you couldn't just call it one thing. They're supposed to do the same thing. Maybe it's a little bit more specialized, just a little bit. But if law enforcement locally isn't doing anything, then what do you expect them to do? I don't know. But yeah, for 9/11, back in 2001, I think, America sacrificed New York City, and we didn't care. There were a lot of people who had the shirt that said "Never Forget" and the sign of the two towers, on the back or something like that. It was very trendy. It was very trendy to talk about it. It wasn't trendy to do anything. It wasn't trendy to talk about what that means when the American government says we sacrifice our city, our own land, our own people. We just let that just go. We let that go. AIDS crisis came and went, and once again, that was an example of America sacrificed its own people. They could have done more. They could have closed bathhouses. They could have instituted more programs for people to find single partners. That is also a thing. You don't want your government to tell you when not to have an abortion. You kind of don't want them to tell you who your ideal partner is. But the fact that we work how many hours out of a day, and then we never have time to go to the gym. We never have time to join a sports team, meet some bros, anything. And so we're just left with scrolling left and right, and sometimes that's not enough. So you just lower your standards and lower your standards and lower your standards, and then you're at an orgy and nobody tells you the status. Me, I'm a boring nerd, so that never happened to me. Clearly, I'm a nerd, so that never happened to me. I was never invited. Let's be honest, I was never invited. Still sung about that, but whatever, I keep my health. Scholars, poets, musicians, all gone because we didn't do enough. Is this the country we live in? Because I find it harder and harder and harder and harder every day to try and make a difference. Because sometimes I just want to be selfish and say, well, what about me? What about my needs? What about my needs? Like, I'm this close. Thank goodness for Drama Wave, which did a whole series with my name in it to just show kind of what I want to do with my life. Because I'm not saying I want to give up and go straight to Alaska, because that really would be giving up. But the idea of, like, right now, I kind of have control of my health. I kind of have an idea of how to take care of myself. And I don't know, I might want to take a break. I love Starbucks, but and look at this glow. 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 I mean, every angle. Thank you for moving so I can have your seat now. Appreciate you. I don't know why I was in the light, just showing off how beautiful I am. I should be sitting down in the shadows like all the other ugly people. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, as much as I appreciate Starbucks, I really do, even when you get my fucking order wrong every chance you fucking get it, I appreciate you. But the idea of going to a grocery, and I know I keep saying I'm not an amazing chef, and I really shouldn't be cooking, but there is something to that. There is something to, you don't have to pretend, you don't have to be polite, you don't have to say good morning. You want food, just get your food. You don't have to be trained like a fucking animal to be sociable. Because I'm not sociable. That's why there's a fucking app. If there wasn't a fucking app, then you would have to talk to people. You'd have to. There's some coffee houses that are like, we don't do apps. You're going to have to talk to us. You want something? You speak up. I love how when they got my order wrong, the lady behind the counter, because I was pointing at it, it's like, speak. And I'm like, number one, don't take that tone with me. I'm not a dog. And two, you know you did something wrong. If I'm looking at you and I'm holding up a product, you know you did something wrong. And you know you did something wrong. That's it. And for that, I probably should have stopped going, but I just said, no. If I had, because that's the issue. I said, if I had an issue, I want it written down in the app. So I could say, you know what, I have it right here. Either you have it or you don't have it. Because if you don't have it, then guess what? You should have just pressed the button that says sold out. If you do have it and you gave me the wrong fucking thing, that's because you're being a fucking bitch or a bastard right there. That's it. Now, you want me to be nice to you? You want me to be polite about it? It's like, no, I'm not going to be polite about it. It's Starbucks. How hard is it to just give me my fucking food correctly? Now, I know you got a lot of people, but you cannot be that fucking blind that you would think that a fucking bag that is a different fucking color is going to be the same fucking food that I ordered. That's all. One was an ugly fucking brown, the other was like a fucking bubblegum pink. You could not fucking differentiate those two? What the fuck is wrong with you? Obviously, you made it through high school, or you probably wouldn't be working at a Starbucks. I think they at least require that. But you just get lazy? Because if you're just lazy, then I think that has more to do with just being in America, where they don't encourage you to read. They don't encourage you to have critical thinking. They don't encourage you to check things. They think a pretty smile or a pretty face can fucking do customer service. It's like customer service is more than smiling at me. It's getting my fucking order right. So yeah, I think it might be necessary after that level of stress that these fucking people put on me to just say, you know what, I want to take just a year of, I don't talk to people. I just concentrate on my face, concentrate on my fucking abs, which I know I have, but I have so many fucking disgusting additives and preservatives. It's disgusting. The amount of non-food that's in food. When they weigh food and they're like, this is 10 grams or 100 grams of the food that you requested, could you just be honest with people and say, no, it's maybe 80 grams of the food that you actually can read as a label. And they do tell you that there's other stuff in there. But you don't think with all the weight that it's a huge mass. It's a huge mass of other things. It's cornstarch, it's high fructose corn syrup, it's dyes and just preservatives and chemicals and phenol acids and just all these things. I don't know if I did that correctly. Phenylalkyne. I forget the exact chemical of it. It's the thing that's in gum. And I know I always rock my DC. I can't help it. Superboy was my gay awakening. Some people talk about Tom Selleck and his mustache, or, Burt Butler with his chest hair, but I always say Superboy because he came out in the 90s and he skateboarded, he had a punk style, he was just hot as fuck. Like, you looked at him, and DC came out before Marvel. So when we talk about gay icons, I think of Superboy. He's a fucking twink. Yeah, he was straight-ish, kind of. I mean, no self-respecting straight man is going to show off his midriff. But then again, you have to think, it was coming from the 80s into the 90s. It kind of fits. And he was kind of a punky skateboarder, and they kind of do that. But not really. Not really. Whatever. What I was trying to say is, there are some things about Marvel which I do appreciate. There was the episode of WandaVision where, for some reason, Vision swallows a piece of gum. And then his powers don't work. He's just off, and he feels terrible. And then Wanda comes with her powers, and she just waves her finger, and it comes right back out. He spits out the gum, and he's back to normal. That makes me think of Starbucks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I can read, and I read Sriracha, my Sriracha, which I love so much. I love my Sriracha. The only problem is, instead of something like Chipotle where they would have to make it fresh because that's their company standard to have fresh ingredients, Starbucks is, can you make it stable and something that can sit on the shelf? Mostly because we don't have a lot of people who will order this. There are people who will order this, and if it's 1 or 2 packets, they'll be good. But it's not something that everybody wants to have. So they don't make fresh sriracha at Starbucks. So in order to have the sriracha that they do, because there's not enough people who are grabbing it every single day, they add xanthan gum, they add cornstarch, they add all these things in order to thicken it and to keep it preserved. But then you eat it, and the body can't process xanthan gum. Your body can process cornstarch, high fructose corn syrup. I don't think that's in there, but the cornstarch is. And you just say, why in the world do they have to mess up the only traditional Mexican / indigenous part of the restaurant that they had? Why do they have to fuck that up? Because I don't expect people in the middle of their shift at Starbucks to be grinding peppers into a paste in between. But there has to be an alternative. But there's no demand. That's the problem. I would love for them to just have fresh sriracha available. Fresh ingredients available. Start with sriracha, move on to ginger, move on from ginger to garlic, fresh celery mashed, all these things I want. Fresh cilantro mashed. I think Starbucks could do it. I mean, they have so much goddamn money. I mean, you're not asking for too much. No. But it's so easy to go the other way, because if you eat that, like I eat the sriracha, I eat like 4 or 5 packets of it. a lot. I love sriracha. I love it. But eat that much of it and you start having issues. Eat it consistently, you're still having issues. I started having issues, so I just couldn't eat that. So when they started telling me, oh, we ran out, I'm like, oh, it's like that. I was upset because I'm like, you couldn't order it from another next door and have it delivered by the next time I show up. Because, I'm posh like that. But after a while, you read between the lines and you say, was it any good for you? Was it? Did it really add any nutritional value? No, not really. It tasted good. It reminded me of my own traditional family cooking, and that's why I liked it. If it wasn't good for you, then you just don't eat it. That's why I am leaning toward this idea of Alaska. I'm leaning toward it because eating from a can and say, I know every ingredient that's in here, yeah, it's preserved with maybe salt, maybe fruit syrup, but I could buy things that are stable. I could grow some microgreens, not a lot, but consistently. And you still get shipments even throughout winter. I mean, it's just not easy to get around, but people do it. You wear gloves, you wear scarves, you wear jacket upon jacket upon jacket. It almost makes sense. You give up on the nonsense that you deal with every day. Where someone's out in the sun all day and their fucking brains are fried. I had to talk to someone recently because I was staring at a sheet of paper, but my eyes were seeing stars because I was out in the sun. And the sun is good for you and bad for you at the same exact time. It really is. Too much, too little, it's a science. It really is. But you never get that balance when you're on city time. When you're on city time, you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting enough personal time, you're not getting enough self-love, you're not finding love for yourself. You're just in this constant, isolated, slightly manipulated state. Do you really want that? 'Cause I don't want that. I sometimes worry about some of the wacky decisions that I make if I'm not being controlled by something or influenced, or maybe my deep yearning for attention and affection is manifesting by copying very bad behavior. Very naughty behavior. So I want to travel. I really do. I just don't see the point. I don't. If you are a person in the Midwest or the Deep South who needs a hero, please let me know. Change my mind. Say, come to my town, turn it around. You're the type of person. Protect our water here in Kentucky. Because I started a petition to protect Kentucky water rights for agrarian people or people who are very remote. I didn't get enough signatures. I'm an outsider looking in, so I get that. If you didn't know who I was, how would you ever find the petition? But I still want to stress how important it is to have good, clean, trusted water. I'm worried about the water here. I really am. Because, sometimes my head of eggs doesn't look so thick. And when I stop using that disgusting fucking water that comes out the pipes, my hair just comes right back. Because, I'm a bit black. If you know what I mean. In certain areas. BBC. Okay. So that's the plan. I mean, I want to go overseas at some point, but maybe I spend Christmas in another country. But if I choose Alaska, I'm choosing Alaska for at least a year. A selfish year where I come out the other side of it and, my body is fucking stacked. It's beautiful. I have muscles for days. My skin is fucking flawless. And maybe I'm just well rested and well read, and I come with new skills and new energy and everything. Because I'm just so drained. I'm so emotionally drained by my time here. If it's not one thing or it's another, it's this constant pressure of, there's violence in the world. There's violence in the world. There's homophobia. And homophobia is a fucking luxury. It's a fucking luxury. If you are fucking dealing with Blizzard, you don't have time to be fucking afraid of gay people. You don't. I love yours. Handbag. It's beautiful. You gotta compliment people. It doesn't take anything away from him to hear something nice and say, I made a smart decision with my fashion. Because his tattoos are permanent. It's very permanent. I don't know if he thought that through. He literally looks like someone just drew on him and then went to preschool. And he just can't find it in his heart to wash it off because it was with a permanent marker. It's not a good look. Some tattoos are a good look. Some face tattoos are a good look. Some people, they just didn't know. They just didn't. It just comes up looking cheap and tacky. But if I can say something nice about his handbag, I guess that's what you do. And I'm a king of cheap and tacky. Have you seen my fucking outside underwear? And by the way, I do want to talk about that. I do. Because the whole idea of the outside underwear thing is genius. It's just absolute genius. I love how DC took that to another level. Just took it to another level because all of these superhero costumes are literally the camouflage to talk about men who do ballet, men who do wrestling and gymnastics, men who are dialed in to my body moves. You can wear some shorts, you can wear some pants, but when you wear a unitard, I'm doing a podcast if you'd like to join me. No, money isn't real, but good luck. No, I don't understand why he looking like Hanson and he expected $1 from me. It's like, go find yourself a corner and start tricking. What am I supposed to do? If I look like that, I would be making fucking hundreds of thousands. It's like, put that shit on the fucking corner and earn some fucking coin. He's looking like the hunchback of Notre Dame because he's not fucking taking care of himself. If you want that money so badly, go on the fucking street corner and fucking earn. It's like use it or lose it. Hooker. Use it or lose it. Like, you're not supposed to tell children, when you grow up, go be a fucking hooker, but I'm looking around and America says, you have an OnlyFans, right? Spokane, represent. Everyone knows me. It's Daniel with the Lions. Either way, like, you don't want to tell children that, but there's so much money left on the table. Like, unless you're gonna be a politician, and even if you are a politician, these politicians are the fucking freakiest people on the fucking planet. You got politicians that are just now coming out with, oh yeah, the president paid me in gifts for sexual favors. It's like, what? What? And America thinks of it as a scandal for 2 seconds and then says, no, we'll vote for him again. We'll vote for him again. And if anything, I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather have a president that says I have a fucking penis. I have a fucking dick. Look at the size of my hands. That is a fucking man. Okay? That is a man. And I'm not saying if you're a woman you shouldn't behave that way. But women don't. Women don't. They lead sometimes the most boring lives. Boring lives. And that's fine. And it is. But it doesn't make people want to fucking vote for you. And I guess this is a popularity contest instead of who's the best fit for the fucking job. So let's just be honest. You want fucking sex-crazed maniacs to be your leader. Because that's how you think. You want an alpha. You don't want the person who does math and says, let me give you a coherent plan to put money back in your wallet. Because, I'm sorry, wallet. Put money back in your wallet. But you don't want that. You want drama. You want something that you can talk about around the water cooler. That's what you want as a president. If you wanted competence, or if you wanted someone that could make lasting change, you would vote differently. You really would. So let's stop with this morality bullshit that we force upon our young people and say, no, the highest position that you could probably think of, the president, is just filled with perverts. You cannot tell me that President Clinton telling an intern to fucking fillet him while he does business because he needs a level head isn't any way indicative of how most Americans think. You wouldn't be sitting in that fucking Oval Office if the people who voted for you didn't think the same way. They might say in front of their wives and children, oh my God, that is awful. How dare you? But at the same exact time, they're also elbowing their bros in the ribs going, I wish I was that fucking lucky. So why do we have such high moral standards that no one can really fit? And sometimes when you lower your moral standards, guess what? You become a pop star. How many careers were launched with a fucking sex tape? How many careers are saved because someone said, I'm a math teacher and you don't pay me enough to dodge bullets. So I'm gonna put myself, my wife, and whoever the fuck I want in my bedroom on a camera, and I'm gonna get the money that I should have been getting from you for teaching your badass kids that fucking shoot at us. That's the American dream. It really is. Have sex for money on camera. That's the new American dream. It used to be go to another planet. It used to be go to the moon. All these things. It's not that anymore. It's, can I have sex on camera? And if so, I want to be paid. I don't want to have sex with a lot of hot people, but I definitely do want to be paid. The people who fucking shred the morality clause that they make themselves invisibly sign every day when they accept the meager paycheck every Friday, they shred it and they don't look back. Some of us look at it and say, you know what? Maybe there is something to it. Maybe it's not about the money. I believe in sexual freedom, but I don't know if it's just about the money anymore, because what does the money do for you? All right, I'm going to leave you with that. I could talk more about it, but I think you get the point. My name is Ian Iliona. I'm an environmentalist, a human rights activist, a mutant, a werewolf, an alien, a metahuman, superhero. I'm a veteran with PTSD for military sexual trauma. I'm not getting any better. I'm not. I'm not. People have been trying so hard to be like, look what I can do. Daddy, daddy, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. Here's what you wanted, daddy. Here's what you wanted. Like, this is what I have to fucking deal with in a Starbucks. I mean, I'm a grown adult. I'm not going to take Victor by the fucking arm and say, bad boy, naughty Swedish bad boy. How dare you give me the wrong popcorn? How dare you, Swedish Victor? Let me punish you. Let me punish you for that. I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm a professional. I will objectify that man in my bedroom, in my fucking bourgeois while I fucking wank it. But that's it. Because Victor is hot and he be I fucking me like I'm I fucking him. He might be paid to fucking I fuck me. And guess what? Let the I fucking continue. But here she comes because he fucking fucked up. And be like, look at me, daddy. Here's the right popcorn. Here it is. It's just like, bitch, did I fucking tell you to get from behind the counter? Get back up behind the counter. Let the guy who Starbucks has decided we will I fuck each other for minimum wage and I have a moment as he looks away all shyly and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. But he does it because he's Swedish, just like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, damn, the man is fine. He is so fucking sexy. And if he wasn't such a fucking hottie, I don't deny it. The man is fucking fine. The man would be a fucking model, because he's tall too. The man would be a fucking model. But he chose to work in Starbucks in Seattle. Mind blown. Mind blown. Maybe he was promised his own... I have a lot of spit in my mouth because I'm looking to suck that dick. Look, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. Swedish he's at least 6 foot. He's at least 6 foot. I know he has a tasty Swedish penis. I want it. I fucking want it. And here she comes with, here, daddy. Here's the right popcorn, daddy. Here it is. It's like, who invited you to my gay fantasy? I'm having gay fantasies about this Swedish man. Who invited you? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do? Now, I'd love to say I'm bisexual, but I'm bisexual for a European. I'm bisexual for some Asian bitches. Not that the woman was average, the woman is at least an 8 or a 9. But she's American, so I'm like, no. Just no. My mother didn't settle for American, neither would I. Be like, exotic. Victor is exotic. I can taste that Scandinavian uncut cock. Oh my god, I will fantasize about it. I can say it online. I would never say this to your face. Victor, I can say your name. But that man is fucking fine. I can say it. Because he is. And he'd be eye fucking me with those fucking, like, he wears the sunglasses and like he takes off the apron and he's wearing all his model finest, but he still be working here like he a hoe. Like he just accepting the fact that he might get an extra dollar tip being the front cashier. That's it. That's all he wanted out of life. You're Swedish and you're that fine and you chose Seattle? I don't know what's going through his mind. I'm gonna have a conversation with these days before I leave. Just why? Tell me why you are here in this situation when I know for a fact that you could go to LA, you could go to New York, you can go to Milan, and they would say you're 6 foot, you have good skin-ish. Look, he's at the wrong latitude, and that's all I'm gonna say on that fucking issue. I hope to see you on the next podcast. Kisses. Love all my fans. I'll see you on the next one.